All right, welcome back, guys, to another video. I know I'm a little bit late on this. I know it's been a while since I've talked anything that's been related to Colorado football and Coach Prime, aka Deion Sanders. And I remember for a while he was waiting, Coach Prime was waiting to see who his defensive coordinator would be, and we understood that it was late in the process, but better later than never, right? So eventually now he does have a defensive coordinator by the name of Livingston. I think his name is Livingston, Robert Livingston to be exact. And from what I've gathered, he's a fairly young guy. He does have NFL experience. I like the hire. You need young energy in there. Play a coach that can relate to the players, but not necessarily put himself on the players' level. This Robert Livingston guy has played football, so he does have football pedigree. That's an important attribute to have if you're going to be a coach. You want to have at least experience playing the game. And his defenses in Cincinnati, he was with Cincinnati for about I think about 12 years, and he dealt with the secondary of on their defense, and relatively speaking, they were above average. They ranked in the upper tier of teams, and they did come up with a lot of turnovers. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. A young, energetic coach, an NFL guy. Those are the things that Coach Prime said that he was looking for. So give kudos to Coach Prime in that regard, that he got somebody that he was looking for. And my only pushback with that, I just wish that the defensive coordinator came on earlier. I wish that he was able to get a defensive coordinator earlier than wait until mid-February to get the guy in. But like I said earlier, it's better late than never. Indulge me a bit as I read this article about Robert Livingston, about the new hire. Stay with me here as I read this, and I'll give my commentary on it. As I said, I like the hire. I don't know much about him, but the fact that he's an NFL guy, he's young, everybody needs a chance. A lot of the times, we like for coaches to get somebody that's proven, but sometimes having a person that's not quote unquote proven, it sort of gives that person that's hired a clean slate to write their own narrative. It gives them a clean slate to insert the story that they want people to read. So it's equally satisfying to me. If you get somebody that's proven, they tend to kind of rest on their laurels to say, hey, I've accomplished XYZ, you know who I am, I've earned my respect, so I don't have to earn it from you guys. My name garners respect, but I don't like that mindset. I like the mindset of getting a young guy that has to prove himself, because everybody, it's a what have you done for me lately kind of business. So I believe that it's good that you get a young guy coming in who's not well known. He has been in the NFL for about 12 years, hasn't really built a huge portfolio, but for the short time, well, I won't even say short, but for the years that he's been in Cincinnati, he has incremental success to a degree. He's not a complete failure, and you get a young guy that has something to prove, and I think that's a good combination. You have many facets of a recipe that can be put together to concoct the residual impacts of what success can bring to a football team. So I like the hire. But I'm going to read this article from Buff Zone. It says that Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes have found a new defensive coordinator. On Wednesday night, Buff Zone confirmed through a source that Sanders and Colorado University have completed a deal to hire Cincinnati Bengals secondary coach Robert Livingston to run the Buffs' defense. So he was a secondary guy, so that's a good thing. We understood that the secondary of the Colorado Buffaloes did struggle last year. I mean, they got ate up by receivers. It seemed like every number one receiver that they played for the opposing team had their way with them. From Colorado State's wide receiver, from the Stanford receiver. I mean, if you name the receiver, they had their day. So I think that this is a good hire. It means that Coach Prime is aware and attuned to what's going on his team, and he's aware of the lack or the deficiencies on the football team, especially on the defensive side of the football. So that's a good sign. All right. Ian Rapport of NFL.com was the first to report that Robert Livingston, was in Boulder on Wednesday and that the Buffs were expected to hire him as coordinator. A deal was done by Wednesday night. Livingston replaces Charles Kelly, who left Colorado University in late December to take a position with Auburn, his alma mater. Livingston has spent the last 12 seasons with the Bengals, including the last 8 as a secondary coach. A native of Hendersonville, North Carolina, Livingston is a graduate of William and Mary, where he played safety from 2007 to 2009. So like I said earlier, he has played football. Now, has he played at the highest level? No. I don't necessarily think that you have to hit played on the highest level to coach. We understand that many coaches didn't even play in the professional levels, but they still have the mental acuity and the mental acumen to actually fulfill their jobs quite well. And most guys who didn't have the athletic gifts to thrive on the highest level, they're so cerebral, they see the game from a mental perspective, and they can draw up schemes, and they can think from a psychological standpoint. They can set traps, they can create schemes that can confuse the defense or confuse the offense. In this case, with Robert Livingston being a defensive coordinator, so he's going to be doing things to manipulate the offense. So I think I like it. A young mind, a fresh mind, a mind that's invigorated, young energy, young spirit to coach young men. I like it. I like the hire. All right, continuing on with the article, it says immediately after his playing career, they're talking about Robert Livingston. He played from 2007 to 2009 in William and Mary. Immediately after his playing career, Livingston got into coaching. Okay, I'm coming. Give me a second. I'm almost done, all right? I'm coming. I'm going to open it for you. Let me finish reading this and I'll open it for you, all right? All right, immediately after his playing career, Livingston got into coaching. He was assistant coach at Furman, working with the safeties in 2010, and then worked as a defensive quality control coach at Vanderbilt in 2011. In 2012, Livingston was hired by the Bengals as a scout and spent 3 years scouting defensive backs, mainly in the Southeast. In 2015, Livingston began working on the field with the secondary as a special teams assistant and a quality control. He then received the title of secondary coach in 2016 and has been in that role for the past 8 seasons. So that's good quality. He's steady climbed up the ranks. He's been through the many corridors of the football, through a football program, right? Any program, whether it be at NFL or college. He's played in college. He started at the bottom. He has multifaceted intelligences, right? Different intelligences from different parts. And I think that's what makes a coach great. Not just being on one side, being able to have a comprehensive approach in football, meaning that you have a little bit of knowledge about everything. You're not just a master at one thing. And I think that's a good thing. It kind of reminds me of Spoelstra for the Miami Heat, how he came up. He was in the video room. He studied the game. He was a student of the game. And he had... Okay, I'm coming. All right, so I like the hire again, and it's a good thing. All right, among the many players that Livingston has coached with the Bengals is Adam Pac-Man Jones, who is a close friend of Sanders. He helped Jones get into the Pro Bowl in 2015. In recent years, Livingston has worked with Bengals safeties Jesse Bates III and Von Bell, who have been impact players for Cincinnati during the past few seasons. Bates was second-team All-Pro in 2020 and 2023. Notable. Also, on Wednesday, Colorado University announced that it has decided to change its homecoming game to September 21st against Baylor. It had previously been announced that October 12th game against Kansas State would be the homecoming. The change was made to coincide with the University of Colorado Boulder's return to its Big 12 roots. Colorado University said in a press release the Baylor game is the Big 12 opener for the Buffs. So this is going to be awesome. I can't wait for the season to start. I like the hire. Let me know what you guys think about the new hire. I like it personally. I mean, he's yet to be proven because we don't know him as a defensive coordinator on a college level. But I really like the. Hold on, I'm coming. Give me a second. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming to help him. All right, so let me know what you guys think. I got daddy duties, as you can see. All right, thank you guys for listening. Bye.